So, I never made it to the hospital. I toughed it out. After my meeting yesterday, one of the attendees said they had the same sickness, and it lasted about 2 weeks. So, I think I'm going to tough it out instead of being a wuss about it. um, so, today was like a rest day for me, and the kid went to school. Tomorrow I have to go into the office. So I basically spent like the whole day in the bed eating Chinese food and reading the Bible. I was in, I don't know if you want to know or not, but I was reading about Joseph, the story of Joseph. I mean, the story is pretty well known, I think, in terms of if you go to church regularly or if you've ever been before, but it's Genesis chapter 40. I read chapter 40, 41, and 42, and that's like the whole story. And I took so many notes. I think it was ridiculous. But I've got some step-by-step instructions. It was like God was really just talking to me. I'm in a season of my life that's just, I guess for lack of a better word, it's not the best season. I'm not really enjoying the season that I'm in. But I'm like toughing through it. And so I've been in this season for a long time, and I've been in seasons like this before. We all go through different things where it's just not fun. And this is not related to like being with this little cold or whatever that I had. There are like so many things that I'm doing at one time, and there are just a lot of things that aren't going the way that I envisioned. And so whenever things don't go the way that I envision them going, then I always have to kind of get grounded daily, like spend a few hours a day in the scriptures to make sure that I stay focused on like the bigger picture, the important thing, the goal. And so God has been just taking me biblically through a lot of different biblical patriarch stories, and just showing me, I guess, what I need to see in order to know, like, this is gonna, what I envision is gonna happen. The goal, the plan, the gift, the desires, all of those things, they're gonna come to pass. They're gonna come to pass in His time, though. And there are things that are gonna happen in the middle of that are just part of the process. And as part of the growing process, and as uncomfortable as it may be, or as much as I would like to speed through those things, there are just certain things you cannot speed through. And so that's what I'm dealing with, especially with the type of personality that I have, where I am a let's get it done type of person. Here's a problem, here's a solution, let's get it done, let's move on. And, in these different areas where I'm encountering a little difficulty, all of them can't be done like that. They all can't just get done, And so at first there was the initial frustration of not being able to just get it done. And then it was, okay, since I can't get this done, then how will I be able to deal with these things that are happening, or deal with these events that are occurring and kind of impeding my progress, or what I see as my progress, And when you're going through seasons like that, it really takes a lot. Like, you really have to pray a lot. You got to study a lot, to stay focused, because it's during the seasons like that you can get so far off track. Well, I know, at least for myself, during seasons where things aren't going like I wish them to go, I have a tendency to look over here and say, well, it looks good over here, so I'm going to do this, or X that, and I'm going to do this over here, because I'm a person that just likes to solve the problem, reach the goal, get the desired result, and then move on to the next thing. You know what I mean? And so when things are lingering for a while, or they don't resolve for a while, or I don't get to the deadline, or whatever have you, be it in work, my personal life, my health, whatever, then I'm like, okay, I gotta resist the urge to take matters into my own hands, to be able to just cut off completely, put an ending to whatever I perceive to be the problem is, and then to propose a solution that may or may not be the plan that God actually has for me. So Joseph was really good at that. Just kind of, well, in the beginning, no, he wasn't really that good at that. He was a bit mouthy, but in the midst of it, during the 3 major tests that occurred with him, as God developed his character and his leadership ability through tribulations and trials, he passed every test. He passed every test, and so I'm looking forward to doing the same.